of the church, despite the messiness of yourself, despite the messiness of FBC, every church is defined by the living Christ. You know what that means for you and me? That means that the greatest threat to the church is Christ himself. Now, I know throughout church history, there's been all these discussions, really debates, and it rages on today. And they say, the greatest threat to Jesus' church, and they say a particular philosophy or a theory or an ideology or a political party or a government. And what breaks my heart is that there's even good Christian leaders and authors today that make statements and say, hey, the greatest threat that the church needs to be aware of today is this or that. Oh my goodness. I think later on they will regret. They've been pulled in maybe by the culture. Because the reality is these 7 letters in Revelation are going to reveal to you the greatest threat to Jesus' church has been and will always be Christ himself. Jesus has the authority to extinguish his light from any local church. And it doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter if a church is numerically growing. Jesus can say, hey, I've left the building. I've left the people. They're no longer a church. Now, from this, maybe you're already there at Revelation chapter 1 yet, but from this, I just want to praise God. I want to praise God that there is no church apart from Christ. He forms and sustains his church by his identity and being. Without Christ, churches have a physical location, but no identity. So with that, here's the word.